Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Christian Menendez, and I've been a career firefighter for almost 9 years now. I spent 5 years with Orange County Fire Rescue in Orlando, and I'm currently in Miami-Dade Fire Rescue now for a little over 4 years. And today I want to talk about something that I coined myself when I first started early in my career, called the Top 10 Model. And I'll explain to you why I did it and where it stemmed from. So I remember when I first started in the fire service and I did my first academy. It was overwhelming. There was a lot of information, a lot of things thrown at you super fast, and you're not really ready. I had no previous experience, and I remember looking at my instructors thinking like, man, they're at a level that I'll probably never reach, because it's so overwhelming. They look like giants to you at this point, because they're giving you so much information, they're so knowledgeable, and here you are trying to absorb everything you possibly can in a short time frame. So I remember one day sitting down and humbling myself, and I said, if my family were trapped inside of a building right now, would I send myself to rescue them as one of the firefighters I could choose? And physically, I've always felt like I can keep up with anybody, but it's more than physically. I wanted to know, like, building construction wise, search technique, tactics, where do I stand in the line of people that I'd want to rescue, my family. And the more digging I did, the more I realized I was so far away from who I would choose to save my own family than myself. So I used that as motivation, and I came up with the Top 10 model. I said, you got to make it to your top 10. So I said, how do I make it to my top 10? First of all, I needed to get in the field. I needed to get some experience under my belt. And as I did, I realized I was getting a little bit better, and I was getting closer to my top 10 of people who I'd want rescuing my family. And it just advanced from there. I started taking classes. I started training a lot more on my own. I started joining competition teams. I started doing so much, everything that I possibly could to better myself as a firefighter. And I would always think about the top 10 in the back of my mind. And little by little, with all the training, with all the classes, with everything I've done, I ended up making it to my top 10. Now, I won't tell you where I am in my top 10 because it changes all the time. Sometimes I'll go to conferences and I'll meet firefighters that are light years away from me, and I'm like, man, this guy knows so much. They're very smart. Tactically, they're great. And I drop down in my top 10. So what I really want to do is just encourage everybody. It doesn't have to be in search and rescue. It can be in leadership. It can be driver engineer. It can be whatever path you want to take in the fire service. Make it to your top 10. And then when you make it to your top 10, make it to your top 5. And then once you've gotten there, make it to your top 1. And then once you make it to your top 1, make it to somebody else's top 1. That's how you know you're giving it your best. That's how you know you can say, hey, I've really done everything I can as a firefighter to reach that next level. And just keep working on yourself. Thanks.